here with Coach Adrian Adams of the Allen Academy Rams. How you doing today, Coach?
Doing well, Tony. Good to see you.
So, how are things holding up in Bryan College Station under the COVID-19 conditions we're under?
We're just taking everything day by day, learning as we go how to navigate this whole situation. But not too many complaints.
Speaking of that, so what are you doing to, because you're not just the head football coach, you're the athletic director, correct?
Correct.
So what are you doing to keep contact with your kids, not just football players, but across all sports?
When things initially started, it was a lot of game cancellations and checking in with TAPS to see what they were going to do. And then once we kind of got the call that things were going to shut down for the spring, we kind of went in a different type of mode, like planning what we're going to try to do for the summer and even in the fall. So keeping up with kids, a lot of our coaching staff, they've been sending out workouts, emails, those types of things, even in football. When we first got started, we continued our off-season program. So we've been working off our progressions this whole time that we would be normally doing. So we've been fortunate, probably like half of our kids have weights at home, so they can continue to do the same workouts that we would be doing normally. So that's been good. And those who don't, they've been doing a lot of body work training. So, but just trying to promote our kids still as much as we could through social media, those types of things are what we're kind of focused on right now. We just finished up last week. We shot our athletic awards presentation video that'll come out in a couple weeks. Because we couldn't have the athletic banquet, so we had to find a different model to go to still honor our awards and our sports for the year.
Yeah, and I noticed on your social media platforms, you're started today or yesterday doing a senior spotlight.
Yeah, we started that today. We have different teams have different Twitter accounts, but we have a main Twitter account and our Facebook page, and then also Instagram. We're starting to run our senior spotlights for our senior athletes because we have a lot of multi-sport athletes, and we want to make sure they get the credit and recognition they deserve for the year they had, although the COVID-19 cut it short during the spring.
Okay. Now let's talk a little football. So what do the Rams have coming back? What can we look for from the pretty successful year last year, a couple of rounds deep in the playoffs? What do you have coming back, and what can we look for from the Rams?
Yeah, we made it all the way to the state semifinals. We lost to Watauga Harvest Christian, who ended up winning TAPS Division II. We finished 11-2 last year, district co-champs. And from that team, I don't want to say we only lose. We lose a big part of that team in our quarterback, Brandon Boyd. He's an all-stater for 2 years in a row. So that's really the only piece that we lose that we got to put back together, so to speak. But we feel pretty confident in the candidates we have. And Brent Tucker, he'll play some quarterback, and we have a freshman, Ethan Lucas, who may get some playing time, hopefully, at that position as well, because he has a bright future at the position. So, like I said, we return 5 starters on offense, 6 on defense. All our specialists, they return as well. So we're looking forward to the 2020 season if we can get on the field, get past this COVID-19 thing.
Now, TAPS is doing something a little unique this coming year for district play, where they're combining Division I, Division II together for district play, but then splitting Division I and Division II out for the playoffs. So what impact do you think that has? I mean, you're going to be playing teams in your district that are bigger than you are, but once you hit the playoffs, it'll be teams that are your same size.
Right. We still don't know how the playoffs are going to shake out, like how many teams are going to qualify from our district. I would venture to say our district, District 6, is probably the toughest in TAPS, 6-man this year. We pick up Emory, my former school, who won state last year in D1. Getting state school is always pretty strong. Galveston, O'Connell, who's dropping from 11-man to 6-man. Logos Prep, they just hired a new coach, one of my former assistant coaches, so they'll be improved. And then we still got to contend with Alpha, Omega, and Conroe from our previous district, plus Katy Faith West. So the district's going to be pretty stout. We feel pretty good going in. We know the competition's going to is what it is. Every week we're going to be in a dogfight. But hopefully we can come out, qualify for the playoffs, and then from there, try to make a run and stay with everyone we have coming back.
By doing that, what TAPS has done is it's given you less non-district games, correct?
Correct.
So you've got 2 non-district, 3?
We'll play 3 non-district, which pretty much build our schedule locally. We'll play BB Chia, Brazos Valley Christian Association homeschool in our week 1 showcase on a Thursday night to start things off. And then the next week we'll play a ULL Power in Oakwood. We'll travel there, and then we'll finish up what we call the biggest game in Nebraska before we start district play. So we have a pretty good non-district slate that'll get us ready for district. I like our 10-game schedule. It's pretty competitive, and like I said, we'll be tested every week.
Speaking of the Allen Academy Kickoff Classic, one of my favorite stories from last year happened on the second day, involved your kids, even though they weren't playing. Mm-hmm. I just spoke with Coach Baptiste from Houston Grace Christian, whose team was there and didn't appear to have any fans, and your players took it on themselves to go over to the other side and not just sit there, but really support that team. And you could see the impact that had. They had their best offensive series, best defensive series once there started being some noise. So 2 things, if you can, just talk about that group of kids, but then talk about in general the impact of that kind of support when you have people that are not just sitting there but really cheering you on.
Right. I wasn't there for that first game. I got there a little bit late. I was doing some athletic director duties at a volleyball game off campus. When my coach, he texted me, one of my coaches, like, our kids over there cheering for Grace Christian. So that's pretty heartwarming to know, like, someone you're going to play in district in a few short months, our kids went over there and kind of cheered them on when they needed that support. So I think that just kind of shows the brotherhood that's in 6-man football. You probably don't typically see that a lot in 11-man, but the 6-man community is pretty tight-knit. You know, coaches, we get together on Monday nights. We have a 6-man football chat. We just talk football. So I think that was, that kind of exemplifies the 6-man community. And then on the second part, having fan support, we've been very blessed the last couple of years to have a lot of fans travel to our games, pretty much selling out our home section every time we play a game. And it really it gives the kids the same experience they would have anywhere else. Like I try to say, our kids, we want to treat them just like they're Katy High playing football on a Friday night. So we wholeheartedly love our crowd support, and we have a great fan base.
All right. Well, that's all the questions I have. Is there anything else, any other message you'd like to send out?
Just COVID-19, everybody be safe. I know everyone's saying maybe we'll have football, maybe we won't, but we're continuing to prepare for the football season in 2020. We can't wait for August, and we'll just keep looking at updates. But until then, everyone take care, and we hope to see you on the field in August, September, October, December.
All right. Coach, thanks for taking the time out, and I'll definitely see you this fall.
Tony, always a pleasure. Thanks for having me.